Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. In this video we're going to go over the new laminate floor and trim work for the office. So we're done painting, so now we're on to the floor and trim. If you don't remember, in the master bedroom video I kind of went over a little bit on how to do the laminate floors. It's relatively easy, however the most important part of the laminate floor process is to make sure that your first few boards are correct and that they're tight, because that's going to make a huge difference in how you do the floor continuing on from those few first pieces. And you could see here he's using actually a little piece of the floor that he cut off, and he's using that with a rubber mallet to make sure that it's nice and tight. Don't use a regular hammer. You don't want to do that because that will chip your board, and you won't be able to actually do that snap process, which those little grooves are meant for. So make sure that you're using a rubber mallet to make sure that's nice and tight. So there's not too much to go over as far as the floor. That was kind of my tip, is the whole rubber mallet and using that little piece of floor there to actually do that. I did see at Home Depot they had a plastic tool where you could actually use instead of what we did. However, we're trying to save money through this whole renovation process. So, you know, why buy a product to do something you could use, that you could actually make and use yourself at home? And that's what we did. So that's just one of my little tips here for doing the laminate floors. It's all about saving money, everyone, especially when you have multiple rooms to think about, and the exterior at that. And I'll go over that in a little bit as far as what we plan to do with the exterior of the house. This is a saw machine that he actually had already, and just to let you guys know, this is not like his saw board that he uses to cut large sheets. And you'll see here in a second, the blade doesn't go all the way. So if you use this, you do have to lift your board up just a little bit towards the end there to make sure that you have that straight cut. This was a lot easier for him to do versus taking those boards outside to actually do a proper cut. He just said it was fine, it works, as long as he lifted the ends towards the end there when he was cutting, because, you know, and you guys will know, once you do the laminate floors yourself, it's kind of a hassle to take those boards outside and cut them outside and all of that. I mean, unless you have like some kind of room you could put them in, and, you know, that's one of the things you have to worry about too, is the whole sawdust when cutting things, especially wood. But that works for him, and, you know, that works for me too. So the floors, once he got, you know, all of the first few layers down, it went pretty quickly. I think he was able to actually finish the floor for this room in an hour and a half. So it didn't take him long at all. What you usually will come against is the corners or things that are in the room that you have to cut around. That's where most of your work is gonna go. Other than that, you know, it goes pretty smoothly. Alright, so in this frame, he's going over the trim here. He already pre-cut these trims, and I apologize. I probably should have recorded him actually cutting those pieces, but he was actually working really fast on this room at that time, so I didn't even have a chance to grab my camera. But I do recommend you guys using the nail gun versus, you know, a hammer and a nail. That will take you longer to do, and it's just, you know, relatively easy on your back too. I can't imagine trying to like actually physically nail each and every nail into your trim. So if you got a nail gun, use it. It will save you time and back pain at that. I can't speak enough about Facebook Market. I love Facebook Market, and you'll probably notice me saying that a few times in the past videos and more videos to come. We actually got this on Facebook Market for, I think, like $40, which is pretty cool. Sometimes those things cost, you know, over $200 for those nail guns. So I highly recommend you checking out Facebook Market. A lot of the times, you guys, if you ever scroll into the Facebook Market, there's people who are renovating their own house, and they just want to get rid of some stuff, whether that's tools, doors, you know, furniture, whatever it is. Save yourself some money. I can't stress that enough. Just save yourself some money and actually take a look at Facebook Market and just buy something, you know, that's gonna save you a lot of money. We did that a lot during this renovation. We were even able to buy paint. It's like a 5-gallon paint that would usually cost us $300 something. We bought for like $100, and that was pretty awesome. And that's actually something we're going to use for the exterior of the house, which you guys will see in maybe a couple of videos after we do the whole reveal of this office. Okay, and I was going to talk a little bit about the whole trim work, and you'll see that in a couple of frames here, that because your measurements are going to be off, like I said, every room is not even. One room can be shorter than the other, and that's going to show in your trim work, especially the floor too. If you're putting the new floors down, they're not going to be measured correctly. Not that it won't be measured correctly, but then you'll notice your measurements will be off, and that is something that you're going to have to deal with when doing trim work and floor work. It is a little annoying, however, it is a part of putting those things into your room. It's not something you can avoid. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up in regards to that. You kind of have to work with it, and you'll see in a second here what I'm talking about. So what you want to do, because the floor is not even, because the walls are not even, if you have a space like this here where it's off, what you want to do is kind of work with this. And when I say that, I mean you're going to have to caulk that piece to make it look seamless. And this frame as well, some of the nails didn't go in all the way, so this is what he used to actually, you know, push the nails in a little bit more. And then you're gonna have to caulk that as well. But it's relatively easy, and nobody would ever know that you had to fix that. Thank you for joining me. See you next time.